In a twist worthy of a Hollywood thriller, the United Nations has lifted the lid on Ukraine's not-so-secret terror campaign against Russia. After months of playing innocent, it seems Ukraine's covert attacks on civilian facilities have been unmasked. And the UN is not mincing words. Hello and welcome, I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin with the video report. Recently, the UN Secretary General's office condemned a series of drone attacks on Moscow, demanding an end to all attacks on civilians. Russia pointed fingers at Ukraine, and the evidence seems to back their claims. The UN's message is crystal clear: enough is enough, and the shenanigans must stop. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres' office has condemned a series of drone attacks on Moscow and called for an end to any and all attacks on civilian facilities. Russia has blamed the terrorist strikes on Ukraine, and Kiev has heavily suggested that it was responsible. We are against any and all attacks on civilian facilities and we want them to stop, Guterres' deputy spokesman Farhan Haq told reporters on Monday. Ukrainian officials cheered the bombing of the Crimean Bridge last October but denied responsibility. Ukrainian President Zelensky and his team might try to brush off the blame, but the UN is calling them out. Moscow is feeling the heat with drones raining debris over its financial district, and the UN wants no more of it. But that's not all. Ukraine's got more in its bag of tricks. From using banned cluster munitions in urban areas to deadly weapons like the Bayraktar drones, Ukraine's actions are raising eyebrows worldwide. Women and girls in Ukraine are bearing the brunt of conflict, facing heightened trafficking, violence, and poverty. And let's not forget the audacious plot to attack the Russian-held Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station, shelling around the plant and even contemplating using ammunition laced with nuclear waste. Ukraine was playing with fire quite literally. The Crimean Bridge attack was yet another bold move by Kiev, targeting a vital supply line and a personal project for President Vladimir Putin. A bridge that spans miles and holds strategic importance, Ukraine's responsibility for this act was undeniable. The UN's revelation has now put Ukraine in the spotlight, and it can no longer hide behind denials and feigned innocence. The world is watching, and the UN's call to end the war altogether is a bold statement that can't be ignored. So, President Zelensky, the jig is up. The UN has blown the whistle on Ukraine's terror strikes, and the world won't forget. It's time to put an end to the madness and embrace peace. The UN has spoken, and Ukraine needs to listen. The world is done with the cloak and dagger games. It's time for Ukraine to step out from the shadows and take responsibility for its actions. The UN's message is clear: stop the terror strikes, stop the civilian attacks, and put an end to the war. Ukraine, the ball is in your court. The UN has spilled the beans, and it's time to face the music. Let's hope that wisdom prevails and peace finally triumphs over audacity.